Okay, we are live. Says we're live. Okay. See what happens. All right. Live platforms are so different. I don't know why that is, but trying to be live on Facebook and on TikTok at the same time can get interesting. So hopefully people can hear me on Facebook. Can you guys hear me on TikTok? You guys can hear me over here? Okay. Loud and clear. Before we get started, anybody? Hey Laura, can you hear me? Can you hear me over there? Yes, Melrose, perfect, awesome. Can you hear me, Laura? You guys hear me over there? Hopefully. Okay, perfect. Everybody can hear me. Excellent. Let's get started, guys. Let's jump right in. If you have questions, I'm going to try and make sure I catch people's questions. But we are going to be talking about the 3 lies that you believe about your blood pressure that you didn't know you believed. All right, so number 1 is that your blood pressure, thanks Laura, that your blood pressure is genetic, okay? That it is genetic. Your blood pressure is not a genetic problem. Hey Gigi, hey Phyllis, hopefully you guys can hear me this time. Hey, thanks for joining me, my VIPs. Welcome. We're just jumping right in. We're talking about the 3 lies that we believe about blood pressure that we didn't know we believed. And number 1 is that your blood pressure problem is genetic. Anybody ever felt that, thought that, been told that your blood pressure problem was a genetic problem? Anybody? Say yes in the chat. Oh, yeah. A couple here, yes, definitely. Okay. So the answer to that is yes and no, okay? Your blood pressure, high blood pressure problems, along with any of the other problems that you struggle with, diabetes, hormonal imbalance, thyroid problems, cancer, calling them a genetic problem is only partially true. Only partially true. And I say that to say that the genetic part of your problem is only got to do with the fact that your lifestyle is the same as your mama's lifestyle and her mama's lifestyle. So yes, there are triggers in your genes. Like I always say in my videos, genetics writes the recipe. There are trigger points in your genes, but it's the lifestyle that makes that gene become a phenotype or an expression of your health. Okay, so for instance, your mother may have loved baking sweet things, making sweet things, desserts, all these fancy desserts at holidays and stuff. That sweet tooth that you have came from your mom, but it's not something that in itself creates the problems that eating a ton of processed sugar creates. Does that make sense? So when you have a problem with a sweet tooth, which makes you eat a bunch of processed sugar, which makes you a diabetic, which makes you have high blood pressure, you can't blame your mom's genes for that. But in a way it's genetic because it's the same practice that you and your mom share in a diet. Okay? That's how it's genetic. But it's not genetic in the sense that there's nothing you can do about it and you're just stuck with high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, cancer. That is just not true. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, does that make sense? So that's lie number one. Lie number two is that blood pressure is something that you cannot get over, that you're going to be stuck with it forever. Okay? And that's a lie that the medical system promotes because, not because they're necessarily bad people, but because they're business people. Okay? They're business people. And I'm a nurse, been a nurse for 20 years, and I understand the medical system from a business perspective. If they actually healed everyone, they would go out of business. And so there is very specific protocols that are followed not to heal you, but to maintain you. Okay? And so when it comes to blood pressure, specifically, and pretty much any chronic disease you can think about, the protocols are not to get rid of your high blood pressure, but instead to just keep it in a safe zone. Not too high so that you die, not too low so that you die. Just kind of right in this like happy middle space, but not too normal either so that you don't take your pills. Okay? So my goal as a naturopath is to show you how to bring that number into normal range, not by taking yourself off your pills. You don't touch your pills. Let your doctor wean you off your pills. But to bring your numbers into a normal range and keep them there so that your doctor says, hey, let's talk about taking you off of your medication now. That's the way to wean yourself off of high blood pressure medications and to be healed to a place where you don't even need me anymore. You don't need herbs. You don't need supplements. You don't need your blood pressure cuff. Ever. That's my goal. Okay? What do I call a normal blood pressure? That depends on who you are, size-wise. Male and females also have different normal blood pressures. But generally speaking, 120/80 is considered a normal blood pressure. Anything lower than that, normal, until you're getting down into like the 80s and 70s over things, that's not normal. So stop sugar, right? That's one thing, yes. And that brings me to the third lie, is that blood pressure is a heart problem. Big surprise, yeah? Blood pressure is not a heart problem. Blood pressure is a lifestyle problem. And so I'm going to talk about the top 3 lifestyle issues that we have, and sugar is one of them. So your question about sugar, I saw it there. That is one of the causes, lifestyle causes of high blood pressure. But it's not really in the way that you think. Because what happens with high blood pressure and sugar is more about the acidity of the sugar than the sugar content itself. The acidity is not only in sugar though. Acidity is also in animal products. Sugar, animal products, and stress are the top causes of making your blood acidic. Okay? So that's what's damaging the lining of your blood vessels. And as your blood vessels lining is damaged, cholesterol has to come along and repair that lining. That's why you have high cholesterol, because it's building up in the lining of your vessel, not because you eat meat or not because you eat eggs. It's because of the acidity damaging your vessel and making the cholesterol build up on the inside of your vessels. Does that make sense? So instead of like saying, oh, cholesterol is bad, why don't we start talking about the damage that's occurring to our vessel, making cholesterol necessary? Because cholesterol is very necessary in your body. And the only reason it's high is because you demand that it comes and fixes all the trouble that you've caused in your vessels. So, going on a low cholesterol, no cholesterol diet is very, very damaging to your body, especially you ladies. Hormone imbalance is caused by not having enough cholesterol to help your hormone system. So, those are the three lies. Okay? So let's talk about some of the top lifestyle issues that we're having. What was the question? I thought I saw a question. I don't want to miss it. Oh, sleep tips. Yeah, sleep. Sleep is a big one. We'll talk about that one first since you asked about it. Because lack of sleep, insomnia, is one of the major causes of high blood pressure. Because when you do not get the correct amount of sleep, the correct type of sleep, and sleep in the correct hours of the night, your blood pressure doesn't reset. Every one of us at night has a reset button on our blood pressure. But when we don't sleep in the hours before midnight, and when we don't sleep deeply enough into that REM sleep, and when we have food on our belly that makes our sleep disrupted, those all cause high cortisol. It's a stress. It's a stressor on our body. And so we have the stress hormone cortisol kick in. And so that's what's causing our high blood pressure when we're not getting good sleep. Somebody said, what about sleep apnea? Great question. Sleep apnea caused oftentimes by obesity and sleeping incorrectly in the bed. Try sleeping on your left side and losing weight, and you're going to find sleep apnea often resolves itself. I don't sleep most nights. I'm 60. Marcia. Yeah, that is a hormonal issue. Hormones, especially over 60, are all over the place with what's going on in our society, with diet, the clothes we wear, the makeup we put on. And so my wife, who is a hormone expert, if you want to watch a hormone expert, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube to Everyday Nurse. Everyday Nurse. Let's see. Everyday Nurse. I'll type it in the chat. Everyday Nurse. How do I chat over here? So confusing. Comment. There we go. Everyday Nurse. Annie. Everyday Nurse Annie, actually. I think there's 2 everyday nurses now, so I think you have to... Everyday Nurse Annie. Check her out. She's great. I am a huge fan. So, let's see. Any other questions? Oh, so yeah, back to hormones. Hormones are a big thing when it comes to women over 40, even 35. Your hormones are all over the place, and you really, really need to focus on the inputs. Are your clothes 100% cotton? Not the spandex, not the polyester, not all these fun fibers. Those are just plastic. And plastic in the soft water bottles, in the clothing, in the makeup, in the oils, in the lip balms, in the bras, all that plastic is xenoestrogens. Google xenoestrogens. They're wreaking havoc on your hormones, and they're keeping you up at night. So what about working night shift? I was a night shift nurse for 9 years. I understand the struggle. It is very, very hard on your body, very, very hard on your hormones, men and women. You just have to do what you have to do, though. So what I tell people is overcompensate in the other areas, watching what you eat, staying physically active, getting lots of exercise during the day, days off, doing your best to catch up on sleep. Yeah, that's why they call it the graveyard shift. Exactly. Like, it is truly, truly a graveyard situation. Now, stress, most people don't understand how damaging stress is to the body. They did a study that showed 10 minutes of road rage equaled to smoking a pack of cigarettes. 10 minutes of road rage. So imagine yourself road raging, the amount of stress you're feeling, you're just mad at somebody that cut you off or whatever. That amount of stress for 10 minutes is equal to a pack of cigarettes. So, for those of you who have a lot more stress than that on a continual basis, 24/7, especially if it's something like, oh, I was molested as a child, or somebody killed my loved one, or, things that just really, really stress you internally. Imagine what that is doing to your body and to your hormones. And so people ask, well, what am I supposed to do about past trauma like that? Or, stressors that I can't tangibly just quit my job or, just eliminate that stressor out of my life. What do I do? And so I tell people that there is a simple mental trick. It's not really a trick. It's just how your mind works. But it's very, very simple. It's the idea that your brain cannot focus on two things at the same time. You can't do it. You may think that you are an expert multitasker, and that you've always been told you're the best multitasker in the world, but all you're doing is switching from one thing to the other quickly and efficiently. Okay? That's what a multitasker does. You cannot focus on two things at once. So, when you're dealing with this type of stress, this intangible stress, the stress that is from past trauma or past unforgiveness specifically, you leverage that by being thankful. And so all my clients, I tell them 25 things in the morning that you're grateful for, 25 things at night, right before you go to bed, right before you go to sleep, that you're grateful for. That's it. Because your brain cannot be thankful and stressed at the same time. Your brain cannot be thankful and anxious at the same time. Your brain cannot be thankful and bitter and angry at the same time. So the more you train your brain to just dwell in that thankfulness, the less brain space, the less brain time is going to be dedicated to that stressor that you've been holding your whole life. And it's going to slowly unwind and release, like a muscle, a knot in your back. You just apply pressure and hold, and eventually it'll have to just release. That's how that works. That makes sense? Pretty simple. So that is what I prescribe to anybody with depression, anxiety, unforgiveness, stress, That's what I tell them to do. 25 things in the morning, as soon as they wake up, 25 things at night, right before they go to bed. And that's going to help your sleep too. Stay off your screens an hour before you sleep. Do this instead, and you're going to see a huge difference. Can I get rid of plaque in my arteries? Yes, you absolutely can. Plaque in the arteries requires dietary change. Oh, sunlight too, first thing in the morning. Yeah, absolutely. 10 minutes of morning sun is really, really helpful. You look like a very calm person. I have 6 children, so I guess it kind of depends on what time of day. I'm pretty calm during this period. They're all in bed, they're all asleep. So, no, actually, I am pretty calm most of the time. That was my number one complaint working in the ER. They're like, "You're too calm," but I'm like, "It's how I handle stuff." So, but plaque in your arteries is really an issue with your diet. You need to eat a lot more raw fruits and vegetables. That's going to be helpful. Grapefruit is my number one go-to for plaque in the arteries, but a lot of people are told not to eat grapefruit because of the pills they're on, medications and stuff. But I have my own feelings about that, because like, you're literally banning that one fruit that is called nature's artery roto-rooter. So anyways, don't get me started. So yes, diet is a big one. If any of you are wanting protocols for blood pressure, for lifestyle, my website is in my profile. I can't say it on TikTok. They really don't like me talking about another website over there, but I put it in the chat. It's in my profile. Go to my profile. The link is there. You can follow it. BP quiz, and then fill in the rest. You know what websites end in. So BP quiz, that's what it is. My BP is 210/120, and I'm 56. That is high. That is high. Quickest thing to lower your blood pressure, Maggie, is diet. There are some supplements that you can take. My number one supplement is magnesium. On TikTok, I'm going to link it for you all. Natural Vitality Calm is my number one product supplement. So here's the thing about supplements, though. People like to rely on supplements, and that's just replacing pharmaceuticals for nutraceuticals. That's not my jam. I only give people supplements to wean them off of medication and then wean them off of supplements, because supplements can be a crutch just like anything else. That's not the way God designed it. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves. Supplements are designed to support that healing process. And so magnesium is a mineral. It's not really like a supplement, but it is incredibly important in over 300 actions in the body, 300 chemical reactions in the body. And 90% of the people watching me tonight are magnesium deficient. If you've ever had a Charlie horse, that's a magnesium deficiency. If you have trouble sleeping, primarily magnesium deficiencies. If you've had painful periods as a woman, magnesium deficiency. That's why you crave chocolate. Chocolate has magnesium in it. Cravings are generally a nutrition deficiency. If you have ever had any type of muscle cramp, not just Charlie horses, magnesium. We give magnesium IV in the hospital for any type of heart dysrhythmia. So if you've ever had AFib, A-flutter, heart skips a beat, indications of magnesium deficiency. So constipation is dehydration and oftentimes magnesium deficiency. Just want to say thank you for your videos. I really enjoy them. Hey, girl, thanks for being here, Ulysses. Peace and love, Tanya. This came to me for a reason I'm struggling with. Rebecca, glad you're here. I have sickle cell, having a hard time. Thanks for sharing. Pauline, sickle cell, man, you gotta stay hydrated. You've got to drink tons of water if you have sickle cell. Thank you for the information, Share. I learned a lot. Appreciate you. Yeah, glad you're here, Rachel. Although one of these days, can you talk about ferritin, iron levels, and how to address correct severe deficiencies? Iron. Iron is a big problem for a lot of women, especially. Green leafy vegetables. Keep eating green leafy vegetables every day. Chlorophyll is like a blood transfusion. It is one molecule away from the molecule of blood. So hemoglobin, which is blood, contains an iron molecule on it. Chlorophyll, which is the green thing in green vegetables, the green pigment, contains a magnesium molecule. That's the only difference. Here we go, magnesium again, right? So when you eat green leafy vegetables or when you drink green juice, that's like drinking a blood transfusion. And the Bible says life is in the blood. So any type of disease, I've heard many naturopaths say any disease is only a blood problem. So are we able to hear this later? I come live every Monday at this time, and I try to prioritize my VIP clients, my coaching clients, but I am allowing you all to kind of listen in. So yeah, come around this time. 6, thank you for confirming these items now to help my parents get it. Yeah, so I tell people all the time too, when it comes to family members, you learn these things, you're like, wow, that blew my mind. Like, I want to tell somebody, this is definitely for my parents, this is for my girlfriend, my boyfriend, whatever. Be careful. Be careful with that, because it's the first way to disrupt your healing that the enemy brings in by saying, what you just learned is not for you, it's for them. And so then you go to them with it, and they generally are not going to be as excited about it as you are, and that's going to discourage you, and then nobody gets helped. So the best way to help your loved one with information like this is to demonstrate its effect on you, and as they see it in you, then you share with them how you did it. That's the best way. I love grapefruit. Yeah, me too. I make my kids love it too. Well, I don't make them. They love grapefruit. Are eggs good? Eggs are better than most things animal product wise. So I eat eggs occasionally, but that's about all the animal product that I'll eat. How much magnesium should we take a day? This Calm Magnesium, if for you folks over here on Facebook, if you can go to my TikTok, my showcase, I have several types of magnesium. There's gummies, but it's powder mostly. And the powder is where most people fail. They try to get pills. Pills don't do anything. You gotta get powder or gummies. Those will absorb so much faster and so much better. So I take a tablespoon of this stuff, this Max Calm magnesium. It's incredible. What's your opinion on magnesium gummies? Yeah, gummies. I have the gummies too. I take those sometimes. So yeah, love those. I'm on 0 meds, love grapefruit. Grapefruit juice makes my heart flutter. Is it safe for me to eat? It makes your heart flutter. That's new. I don't know that it's the grapefruit juice specifically. We might have to explore that a little bit. Is it cold? Sometimes cold liquids will cause heart flutter. Cold liquids are not healthy for your body. I know, especially here in the summer. Does grapefruit lower your blood pressure? Indirectly, it does, yes. Help with being anemic for my sister. Yeah, anemia. If you go to my showcase, I have an iron supplement. That was what I was going to say too. Floradix. I'll put it in the chat. You can find it on Amazon. Floradix. Oh man, they won't even let me chat over here in my own live on Facebook. Wow. Sorry guys on Facebook. Floradix, Floradix, Floradix. It's in my showcase on TikTok, but you can find it on Amazon. It is a natural iron supplement, and it is straight from plants. Raisins, like spinach, like all these different, and it's really absorbable. It's a liquid, and it tastes pretty good. My kids love it. But it is absorbable because most iron supplements that you take just turn your poop black and aren't absorbed as iron. So you have to get something that's really absorbable. Powder magnesium and liquid iron. So, do you have anything for diabetes? Yes. BP quiz. Fill in the blank for what you put at the end of a website. Go there. I have kits available. Anything I talk about with blood pressure is always going to connect with diabetes as well, because diabetes is a big cause of high blood pressure because of the sugar, because of the acidity. Okay, so I'm always talking about the triangle. There's a triangle, blood pressure triangle that I call it on my website. I'm not throwing gang signs. I'm just trying to show a triangle. And so the one top is a stress pressure. So stress, cortisol, that type of thing. The other corner is sugar pressure, diabetes, obesity, cortisol also. And then pipe pressure. Pipe pressure is like vascular damage. So stress, alcohol, smoking, it forms this triangle, but diabetes is a huge part of it. What can cause hormonal issues? My daughter is having trouble with that. Birth control, meat, dairy, and stress. Those are the big ones for hormonal issues in children. I'm going to give you another site, Restore Her Hormones, fill in the blank. Restore Her Hormones is a site that you can get a ticket to a live mother-daughter hormone event. Now, it's not just for mothers and their daughters, it's also for older women, specifically dealing with hormone issues. This event is going to be live. It's going to be in Louisville, Kentucky. It'll be June 24th and 25th. Barbara O'Neill will be on the stage. Thanks for the hearts. Barbara O'Neill will be on the stage. My wife will be on the stage. I will be around. I don't think I'll be on the stage, but I will be there. Jamie Cross from YouTube. Mommy Mango. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Mommy Mango. She does exercises for postpartum women. All of these women are going to be on this stage. It's going to be, their audiences combined is over 8 million, I think. And they are going to be on a single stage talking about hormones. Specifically, everything that your mom didn't tell you about your hormones as a teen. What is it that you are not passing down to your daughter about her hormones that you didn't know either, that you still don't know? And so they're all talking specifically about hormones for 2 days. And if you get Platinum VIP ticket, it's 3 days. It's an extra day with Barbara O'Neill. And so this event is going to be unprecedented. It's never been done before. Never has anyone ever combined these caliber of women talking about hormones specifically. And it will, I promise you, be the best investment of your money you've ever made, because it's investing in yourself. It's investing in future you, and not only you, but your daughter, your granddaughter, your sister, anyone in your life that needs this information and is going to benefit by how to fix your hormones. How to fix your hormones. Because the attack on women is tangible. Every single woman in here knows. You know what's happening to your hormones, and you know that you need help. You need help. So restore her hormones. Fill in the blank. I think I can say .com later. Okay, so restore her hormones. I'm trying not to get flagged. Go there, look at the tickets, get the tickets. It's going to be an incredible event. It's going to be at a luxury hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. This isn't like some high school gym where Barbara's going to show up. It's going to be a luxury hotel, catered, vegetarian, plant-based food. 2 days of just women talking about hormones. So check it out. But yeah, so a couple things though that you can do in the meantime for your hormones. Stop eating meat, stop eating dairy, get 100% cotton clothing, get natural makeup. I don't even know what that looks like. I'm sorry, I don't wear makeup. But finding makeup that is natural and doesn't have all the extra additives and stuff. Sorry, I got on a tangent there. Let's see. Question. Sorry, I got a call. Did you say you can eat grapefruit while you're on blood pressure medication? Depends on what kind. Usually it's blood thinners that they say don't eat grapefruit. But grapefruit is the number one go-to for plaque in your arteries. Is Floradex a liquid? Yes. Floradex is a liquid. It's delicious. I think I'll pin it here in the chat. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. I'm also going to add Barbara O'Neill's book here shortly. But I'll pin Floradex right now. There's Floradex at the liquid herbal. Sorry I can't pin it over here on Facebook, guys, but if you go to my TikTok profile, you can find it. Or like I said, on Amazon. I'm not here trying to make a bunch of sales. I just want to make these things available to you. Amazon has the thing. That's where I order it from generally. So, does Floradex address ferritin? Yeah, indirectly. Now, again, so what I want to tell people again is that supplementation is not the end all. Supplementation is only just that, supplement. Okay, you want to look at your whole lifestyle. If you are low in iron and ferritin and any type of mineral, you need to find out why that is. What is it that you're not eating that contains that? Because green leafy vegetables, if you ate the original diet, which can be found in Genesis of the Bible, you wouldn't have any of these problems. The original diet was raw fruit, period. There was no vegetables. So when people talk about being a fruitarian, they're pretty close to the original diet. So I know I don't do that, but all the problems that we're having, whenever we're trying to get over sickness, we need to lean back towards that. Go on a fruit fast. Go on a juice fast. Go on a water fast. Just eliminate everything for a little while, let your body heal, and you're going to see incredible things. No meat, I'm carnivore. Yeah, Christina, it's not easy. I know. I was a carnivore too. But I started feeling incredible when I stopped. So, the organs of animals helps our organs. Yeah, indirectly, but it's always secondhand. So the cow eats the grass, and then we eat the cow to get the vitamins and minerals from the grass. We could just eat the grass directly. So, see, I got flagged. Your live stream has been found directing people to a third party. I didn't even say the whole website. Come on, guys. Okay. So hopefully you got what you needed to get from that. I'm probably going to get in trouble now. Let's see. So, aside from low saturated fat and exercise, was there more to that question? How do you lower your cholesterol? Okay, so how to lower your cholesterol. Really, if you lower your stress, you're going to find yourself your cholesterol lowering. People have a hard time addressing stress, though, mostly because it's difficult to find the cause. Because, you know, sometimes it's not just about your job, or it's not just about your kids. It's deep stuff. It's stuff from your past that's stressing you out. But when you spend time thinking, praying, I believe in prayer, about where the source of your stress is, it will start to be revealed to you, and then you can attack it. Then you can focus on it. If you want a really good book on some of these tactics I'm talking about, there's Barbara O'Neill's book, penned. Get her book. Oh man, her book is incredible. And Barbara O'Neill is my mentor. I've met her 3 times now. She's an incredible lady. And again, we're going to be live with Barbara in Louisville, Kentucky, June 24 and 25. Just send me a message if you need the link so I don't get in trouble anymore. Just DM me somewhere. Facebook, TikTok. That's some try to be true because it runs in the family even though they are skinny things. Yeah, so skinny people with high cholesterol makes no sense to doctors, but they still put you on statins and stuff because they don't address stress. That's not something that they address with high cholesterol because it takes too much time. So you have to be your own doctor on that one. Is magnesium complex good? Yeah, but not in pill form. Pill form of magnesium is a waste. Pill form magnesium is a waste of time and money. Stay away from fried foods and gentle walking after meals. Yep, that's good advice. Absolutely, especially for blood sugar. Does drinking out of plastic cause hormone disruption? Yes, it absolutely does. As I'm drinking out of plastic, you may notice. It is not always accessible, just not drinking out of plastic. It's better to drink water in plastic than to not drink water because you don't have water available outside of plastic. So that's why I'm always careful with telling people about the soft plastics, because then people will just stop drinking water, and that's far more damaging to your body to be dehydrated than to absorb the little bit of xenoestrogens that you're going to get out of a water bottle. My sister has heart failure. What can she do? The first thing that she should do is fix her diet. There's probably a lot of diet related issue there, but not everybody's ready for that. So Christina, they eat meat. No, meat was a huge sacrifice. Wait, who ate meat? Why do you say meat messes with hormones? Oh, Jamie. Why do I say meat messes with hormones? 2 reasons. The first one is because of the antibiotics and growth hormones they give to animals these days. That's one of the main sources. The second source is what it does to your gut. Meat has no fiber and it has no, it has no fiber and it has a lot of animal fat. The animal fat sits in your insulin receptors and competes with insulin, and that's why you get insulin resistance. That's where diabetes comes from. Diabetes generally doesn't come from just eating a bunch of sugar. It comes from eating the animal products that most of that sugar is in. So for instance, you eat a donut, but a lot of donuts are made with lard, animal product, animal fat, butter, those types of things. And so the animal fat sits in your insulin receptors and causes that insulin resistance. And that insulin resistance causes your hormones to be disrupted. So meat attacks your hormones on at least two fronts. What you think about losartan? Losartan, all the blood pressure medications, I think the same thing of them. They're useful to save your life, but not chronically. If you have chronic high blood pressure, there's other ways to fix it. Had hair loss after hysterectomy. Is there a correlation? Absolutely. Thinning hair, hair loss, all hormonal issues, even in men. Case in point, hormones, testosterone. As a teenager, not dealing well with it. Making sure I'm trying to get... What causes tingling fingers when sleeping? Could vaccine cause this? Ooh. A lot of times when it comes to tingling limbs when you're sleeping, it has to do with being overweight and the pressure on the vessels in the arms, especially in the armpits. So if your chest is large, if your arms are large, it cuts off circulation. That's one way. The other reason you get tingling in your fingers and toes is like early onset neuropathy, so blood sugar problems. So if you have high blood sugar, if you're diabetic, because the sugar attacks, it's very damaging to the little vessels in the body. So that's why diabetics, their eyes go, their fingers and their toes get numb and start hurting, all the little vessels. Erectile dysfunction, little vessels. That's a sugar problem. Oh, Brazil nuts. Yeah, Brazil nuts are great. How much powder magnesium do you take? About a tablespoon a day. Twice a day if I feel like I need it. I'll put the magnesium back up for you guys. Alright, let me show Facebook a little love over here. You guys have any questions over here? They ate meat. No, meat was a huge... Yeah, okay. When it comes to meat, eating meat is not a sin. Okay, let me just preface that. Eating certain kinds of meat is a sin, but eating meat in general is not a sin. Jesus ate fish. Yes, number one argument. Whenever I have issues, I lean into meat. It works. Yeah, some people, there are things in meat that your body is absolutely needing, and it does work for you. So, what can I do for my inflammation? Inflammation is generally a diet issue. So gluten is a big cause of inflammation people don't address. Dairy is another huge problem when it comes to inflammation. So if you were to cut dairy and gluten out of your diet for about a month or so, you would see probably an 80% help in your inflammation. And you can throw in like turmeric with black pepper and things like that. So is there help for hormonal facial hair? Absolutely. That's a big one my wife talks about, Everyday Nurse. She really goes into depth on where facial hair comes from, how to reverse that, and again, going to be live with Barbara talking about that very thing in June. So message me, DM me if you'd like that link. Meat, does that count with fish and chicken? Yes. And again, it's only because it doesn't have any fiber and it has the animal fat in it. So those two things are the reasons why your body has trouble processing it. Is using magnesium oil as effective? Yeah. I mean, I find I've used magnesium oil, but I still find better effects with the powder, just taking it orally. But when I massage my wife, especially, magnesium oil has really helped adding extra effect directly to a muscle. So, yeah, I'm a massage therapist as well, so. I'm a vegetarian for more than 48 years, and the only problem I get as time is high blood pressure due to, I think, that I'm stressful. Yeah. So when people are, a good weight, they eat well, and they still have high blood pressure, stress is the number one culprit. What can I do for leg weakness and pain? Ooh, that one can be tough, but a lot of times it's got to do with holding stress in your lower back. Yeah. So stretching, fixing your stress. Magnesium oil to your lower back can also help. What else? How can we get a high source of protein if we cut out meat? I tried nuts, beans, and lentils, but I need more protein. Well, needing more protein oftentimes is a misconception. Americans, especially, we get way too much protein. That's where a lot of our kidney failure comes from, kidney stones, gout, these types of things end up being because we eat too much protein. We don't need as much protein as we think, but if you are craving protein, tofu is a good one. I like tofu. And like I said, we sometimes do eggs, because sometimes with my wife, when she's breastfeeding or pregnant, she just feels like she has to have more protein, and so we eat eggs. My ankles are swelling from my meds. What can I do about that? Walking is a good one, and also magnesium. Celtic salt, if you get Celtic salt and use that, put a couple rocks under your tongue every time you drink a glass of water. It's going to help bring your swelling down. For swollen ankles, legs and ankles, magnesium deficiency symptom is swelling in your extremities, because the fluid goes places it's not supposed to. It's posted, magnesium should be posted now there. Yeah, the electrolyte imbalance causes fluid to shift, so yeah, magnesium helps. Sherry, send me a message. Actually, I'll see if I can message you. Oh, I can't message you right now. Sherry, send me a message about the June live event, and I'll send you that link. Can't talk about it on TikTok, apparently. They do not like that. See, what about oregano oil and its health benefits? Really great stuff. Second to garlic and allicin, oregano oil. It's really good. In fact, you see these skin tags. I just took one off the other day by just putting a dab of oregano oil on it, and it just fell off. So I was going to do the rest of them, but I haven't gotten around to it. You just have to keep it from being on your skin because it does burn. Is there a cure for lymphatic edema? Yeah, rebounding. So if you get a little trampoline, rebounding really helps because as you bounce, and Barbara O'Neill talks about this in her books and stuff, as you bounce, when you reach that apex of your bounce, your lymph system opens up. And so all that fluid is able to like go into its appropriate place and flush your lymph. So that's number one. Number two is diet. Just get off meat and dairy because it is really terrible for your lymph system. I eat a lot of beets. Are they good for you? Yeah, absolutely, especially for blood pressure. They are a natural nitric oxide. So they open up your arteries, lower your blood pressure. Hair and hair loss, yeah, hormones. Stress, diet. Get off meat and dairy, fix your stress, fix your clothing, natural cloth. And wild yam cream is also really good for hormone imbalance for men and women. So those are, and then there's some things you can do to strengthen your hair as well. You know, stop the leak, stop the faucet leak, and then as you're mopping up the water, fixing your hormones, you can do things like rice water to your hair, strengthens your hair. So I have white spots all over my legs. What causes that? Hard to say, but I found that about 90% of anything skin related is gut related. So if you fix your gut, oftentimes you'll fix your skin. Pauline also having white spots. Yeah, same thing. I would try fixing my gut first. And if any of you, need coaching, one-on-one coaching, maybe you're dealing with something that is extremely difficult for you to get rid of, maybe you've tried some stuff, you just can't figure it out, just send me a message. I'll send you an application. I only take a few coaching clients at a time because I have 6 kids, so my time is very limited. And my wife's planning a big event, so I do have a couple slots open, but just send me a message if you're interested. Is tofu good for men? Yes. Yes, it is. I know that there's this big controversy about phytoestrogens and prostate cancer, but when it comes to phytoestrogens, I would much rather have phytoestrogens than xenoestrogens, which are everywhere, and nobody's talking about those for men. Nobody's saying, men, stop wearing clothing that's not 100% cotton. They're just saying, stop eating tofu. Makes no sense. They're not saying, stop drinking out of soft water bottles, or stop eating meat, or stop eating dairy products. They're saying, stop eating tofu. That makes no sense to me. But yeah, that's where that came from. Blessing, can you get a link? Yes, but I cannot write a link in Facebook, and I cannot say a link in TikTok. So they are very, very strict about me sharing this link to anyone. So if you will just send me a message, I'll get that link to you. Send me a direct message or an email. Do you know why someone has a geographic tongue? Oh, you saw my tongue? I have geographic tongue. It originally comes from gut problems, but I used to smoke, and that also really exacerbated it. So if you have geographic tongue, it's either your gut or you were a smoker, most likely. Let's see. Is the up-and-coming seminar online? I'm in Canada. Yeah, she does have virtual tickets that she's selling as well. Just send me a message. What causes swollen eyes and dark circles? I only eat seafood. Swollen eyes and dark circles a lot of times is lack of sleep. Um, Not enough good solid sleep at night. So um, fixing your stress, finding the source of your lack of sleep. Supper, big suppers, and stress are the two big culprits for insomnia. Oh, and magnesium deficiency. Get some magnesium. Yeah, magnesium, man. Magnesium is just so good for so many things. How often do you do lives? I do a live every Monday night at this time. Is lack of iron a reason for hair loss? Ooh, maybe, but it's usually more a hormonal issue. How do you fix leaky gut? Fasting. The gut will heal itself every 10 days. And so if you, for 10 days, give your gut some rest, it will heal, whatever it is. Leaky gut, diverticulitis, diverticulosis, Crohn's, all that stuff. Yeah, rosemary helps with thinning hair. Absolutely. Thanks, Tammy. Benefit of D3, K3 hormones is good. Yeah, it's good for hormones, but you need sunlight. You can't just take a bunch of vitamin D. You got to have sun. JC, you need coaching. Send me a message, man. I will definitely help you. Anybody that needs coaching, just send me a message. I have a few slots open. Bless you, your wife, your precious 6 kids. Oh, so glad. Thank you, Daisy. God bless you too. Joanne, I would love to send you the link, but Facebook has me blocked from sending anybody a message. So you got to message me. Diana, GLP-1 naturally a gut issue. Oh, GLP-1s are naturally produced by the gut. Learned this from my wife. Hormones. Hey, I listen. GLP-1 is a fiber issue. So if you eat a raw apple, GLP-1. If you eat a different kind of apple, different kind of GLP-1. So raw foods, fruits, vegetables, natural GLP-1 occurs in your gut. Pauline, if you want coaching, yeah, just anybody need coaching, just send me a message. I'll send you the application. What's your take on nattokinase? I prefer natural. So natto, all these types of things. I saw one today in inositol or something. These are all things that are produced by your body naturally, but they are depleted or they are insufficient based on your lifestyle, and so you feel like you have to take the supplement for it. In an ideal scenario, you just find the cause and you fix the cause. What's your wife's page? Ugh. Should I just risk my ban? It's like, I don't even know what to say anymore, man. These people are so rough. Did anybody hear the website I said earlier? Could just put it in the chat, because that would be really helpful so I don't get banned. Otherwise, just DM me. If you want the link to my wife's event, just send me a DM. Or if you need coaching, send me a DM. Those two things. So Christina, yeah, so anything like nattokinase or GLP-1s, these are all things your body naturally produces. So finding out why your body's not producing them is the first step to true healing, not supplementing the lack and not fixing the lack, if that makes sense. Can swollen eyes be due to lack of lymphatic drainage? Maybe, but usually it's just a fluid problem. It could be an allergic problem. So a lot of people are allergic to things and they don't realize it, like gluten and dairy. Those two things, everybody's allergic to. Every single person listening to me is allergic to dairy products and allergic to gluten. It just presents in such a way that you've just dealt with it. What does DM mean? Oh, direct message. So just click on my face up at the top and send me a message. Or find my profile, send me a message. And I'll send you the links. So links for coaching, links for the live event with Barbara in Louisville in June. Hit my face up there and send me a message, or on Facebook as well, because they're just banning me left and right. Oh yeah, so allergic to dairy and allergic to gluten. So if you have any type of skin issue, if you have swelling, if you have gut problems, get off those two things for about a month and you're probably going to see it resolve. Are vibration plates good for the lymphatic system? Yeah, I can see how that would work. Not necessarily from a vibration electromagnetic perspective, but more for the movement. So if you do a rebounder, that's probably better though. Those little trampolines. What's cause of dizziness, Roland? Depends. Oftentimes it's dehydration. Do you eat nothing for 10 days or skip breakfast? So if you're trying to fix your gut and you're really just going to be motivated to fix your gut in 10 days, then I would just do water. Water and aloe vera gel for 10 days. You can do it. Yes, it is possible. Up from that, I would do the lemonade detox, especially if you struggle with low sugars and just can't do it. The lemonade detox is up from that. If you can't do that, still not enough for you, green juice, green vegetable juice for 10 days. If you can't do that, smoothies. So that's kind of the hierarchy of healing. Because if you just do water, your gut will heal very fast. Water and aloe vera gel, yeah, it'll heal very fast. TikTok, what are the two things you said to get off to heal gut? Dairy and gluten. Yeah, thank you, DB. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Is there a cure for kidney disease? There's a cure for everything. If there wasn't, God would not be real. Kidney disease is an intense protocol though, and so DM me if you want coaching for that. Any advice on Crohn's? Yeah, so Crohn's is another big one. Like I said, the 10 days is what you would aim for. You may not do it the first time, but that's your goal. What's a good time to take magnesium? I prefer it right before bed. Like as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna take some. Trying to look both screens here. All right, I think I caught up on, I'm late to the party. Do you have a lymphatic drainage supplement? I don't have a supplement. I tell people to get a rebounder. Rebounders are really great for lymph drainage. And also doing lymph massage. Some massage therapists will do lymph drainage massage. That's really good for you. Is okra water safe? Yeah, especially if you experience dryness, ladies. Okra water is the ticket. What kind of aloe vera gel can you buy that to drink? I think I actually have one in my showcase. Let me see. Aloe vera gel. Oh yeah, there we go. But you can find it anywhere. It looks kind of funky. Don't get freaked out. It's pretty much tasteless. Uh, while you're fasting, can you get your magnesium? Yeah, so when I'm fasting, I take supplements. So I take magnesium and stuff to sleep well. I definitely take charcoal powder to absorb toxins as they start to come out of my body. That is a key that a lot of people miss, and they have detox reactions. And so charcoal powder is really, really helpful. What supplements would you suggest for use for maintenance? I don't promote supplements for maintenance at all. So I only promote supplements for healing. And true healing shouldn't require supplements, especially if your diet is giving you what you need. Now, if your diet's not giving you what you need, that's the only time I promote supplementation. And my supplement promotions generally are like prenatal vitamins and Floridix for iron. Yeah, the magnesium is called Max Calm. Yeah, in my bio, showcase in my bio. Thanks, DB. You are hired. I'm hiring you. Let's see. Is there any help for gastroparesis? Yeah, gastroparesis, again, the same with the whole gut healing, 10 days. You can get a coaching, into a coaching program with me if you'd like, for 10-day gut detox healing if you'd like. But you can absolutely do it on your own. It's, like I said, water fasting with aloe vera gel is number one, would be my number one. If I had a gut issue like that, that's what I would do. Water fast with aloe vera for 10 days. And no, it's not easy, but it is absolutely doable. I've done 10 days, I've done 7 days, I've done multiple types of different fasting. And what's crazy is you feel incredible. Like by day 4, your brain clicks into this clarity that you never want to go away. You're like, I don't want to eat food ever again if I can just stay feeling like this. What would you suggest to heal severe allergy with nasal congestion and runny nose? Gluten-free. Gluten-free. If you have any type of allergy, seasonal allergies, anything like that, go gluten-free. Even if it's just for the summer. Fasting, but what do you do if you're a diabetic? How can you fast? You just watch your sugar more closely. It's ideally you have a coach that helps you with that. But I worked at Eden Valley, and we had lots of different diagnoses come in. And fasting was something we did with everybody. So, having high carbon monoxide in blood on a smoker level, can diseases cause it? Never smoked in my life, and having 0 furnace and tankless water here in New Mont. There is a dietary thing that can have high carbon monoxide in your blood, and I can't think of what it is right off. Lee, DM me and remind me, and I'll try to look at that later. Is your wife on Facebook, Everyday Nurse? Yeah, she should be. Any upcoming plans for Holistic Symposium? Not really, but if you have some ideas, send me a message. What if you're on a lot of blood pressure pills? That's my forte, a lot of blood pressure pills. DM me if you want to get off those lot of blood pressure pills. How to prevent cancers. Big topic. DM me on that one, Carl. But it comes back to diet, really. Diet and stress. I've experienced dizziness when bloating, nausea. Yeah, that sounds like a gut problem. I have SIBO. Will that help with your gut protocol? I'm not sure what SIBO is, Debbie. Do you have magnesium? Do the magnesium sprays work? Yeah, magnesium sprays work. Magnesium oil works, but it really is not as good as the powder. I have firm experience with both the powders, the pills, and the oils, but the powder by far outdoes them all. Powder and gummies. Esther, how do you lower cholesterol? Lower your stress and lower your meat intake, meat and dairy intake. If you do those two things, your cholesterol will lower. Nicole, what does ashwagandha do for the body? It cuts cortisol by 30%. That's the number one thing that it does for the body. There's other things that it does for men, especially testosterone and stuff, but it lowers cortisol. So that is the big one. I found your wife on Facebook. Can I put her link in the comments? Yeah, sure, Deb. I can't tolerate her YouTube would actually be better, but Facebook works. I can't tolerate drinking whole milk. I believe I may be intolerant to lactose. Everybody is lactose intolerant. Every single person in the human race is lactose intolerant and is allergic to the gluten that we have in America. It's just presented in ways that you've gotten used to. So, should I assume heartburn is also a gut issue? Absolutely, Diane. Absolutely. But heartburn is actually one of the easier gut issues to fix. DM me for more. Does magnesium powder in pill form work? No. I mean, it does kind of, but it's not as good because it takes too long for your body to absorb it. Is any aloe vera good for you? Yeah, pretty much any aloe vera gel is good. I have a cyst in my pancreas. Should I worry? I would do castor oil packs to your pancreas. SIBO is a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I've been dealing with it for like 2 years. I've tried elemental diet. I've gone dairy, sugar-free. Nothing seems to work. I even get thrush. Ooh, gotcha, Debbie. Gotcha. I am having a mental block on that right now. But let me think about it. Send me a message, Debbie. Because I think I'm onto something, but I gotta chew on it for a bit. Yeah, send me a message, Debbie. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Deb. That's her Facebook. That's the event information. There should be a link in that post. George's aloe or blending the gel from a leaf are my favorite. Thanks, Cassandra. I have calcium deposits in my lungs. How can I get rid of them? Calcium deposits in your lungs. Ooh, Tammy. I would say magnesium oil inhalations, but that is technical, and we'd have to talk about that one. But that's a good lung detox. I also have some good lung tonic herbs that I am connected with. Let's see if I can answer some TikTok over here. For removing dairy, what do I add to my Gains plant-based powder? I normally add almond milk. Yeah, almond milk's good. Cashew milk is really good. We make our own cashew milk. We blend up cashews with a little bit of salt. How can I increase hemoglobin? Chlorophyll. Anything green. Eat it, drink it. What is good for anxiety? My sister gets panic attacks. Oh, hey, as far as a supplement, this is a good one. Let me add it here. It is saffron. I actually got some the other day and I started taking it and it was pretty good. I enjoyed the focus and it wasn't too sedating. but it definitely felt like it would calm my nerves. So that's a good natural supplement. Saffron, magnesium, I would combine those two. I did that the other night. I did saffron and magnesium before bed, and I was in a coma. So it was excellent. Is there something I can do to help with my sciatica? Sciatica is, okay, how do I put this? Sciatica, here's what happens with sciatica. There's two muscles in your buttocks, okay? One goes this way, one goes this way. There's a nerve that sits right between them. That's your sciatic nerve, okay? These two muscles, when they are not stretched out, they bunch up and pinch that nerve. That's how sciatica occurs, okay? So, in order to fix sciatica, you just have to stretch those muscles out. So, daily stretching, bending at the waist, stretching your legs, that is the number one cure for sciatica. The other thing is not sitting too often, too much at one time. So 40 minutes max, one time, sit, get up, walk around, stretch, and oftentimes obesity is a factor there too, but usually it's more just stretching fixes a lot of that. Debbie, why would I feel like my body's on fire? Is that a nerve problem? It seems to happen more like when I see violence on television or something. See, Debbie, you're confirming my feelings about what I was gonna say. I think a lot of what you're experiencing with the SIBO is stress related. I think that your cortisol may be really high to a point where it's feeding things in your body and causing you to tip whenever extra cortisol is added. So that was what was in my head, but I wasn't sure how to say it exactly. But that's what I'm thinking, is that cortisol is so high in your body that the extra sugar from the cortisol is feeding things like extra gut bacteria, flora in your skin even. Like you can have it's not a fungus really, but it's kind of like a fungus that feeds on sugar. And so there's some things that I could definitely recommend. There's some fringe things I even would recommend, but I won't say them here on live. But you can send me a message and I'll tell you. Ashwagandha 7,200 milligrams, is that too high? Eesh, I don't know, honestly. I'd have to look at my bottle of ashwagandha to see what the milligrams are, but you don't want to get reliant on any of these supplements. You know, you want to take them for a little while, then go off of them. Someone told me that chromium is good to cut sugar cravings. Any type of nutrient boost is going to be good for your sugar cravings, because your body is craving something. Give it more nutrients. Give it prenatal vitamins. Give it the liquid trace minerals. Whenever you suffer from cravings, these are the types of things that you need to focus on, because that's how your body interprets nutritional deficiency. It creates a craving for a food that it believes that thing is in. Health question: should I include alien abductions in my medical history? Depends on what they did to you, I guess. May, I'm chronic sinusitis. It blocked my hearing. What can you recommend? Get off gluten. Yeah, that's a big one. Get off gluten. How can you get rid of stress? I feel stressed out a lot. I easily get stressed. Faith 65. I'm going to tell you what I told them earlier. When it comes to stress, my number one recommendation for stress, and this will probably be one of my last comments before I go. It's getting late. I got to get my glymphatic purge sleep, y'all. But stress, you have to leverage this one thing about your brain. You cannot focus on two things at the same time. You can't do it. You can multitask, switch back and forth between two things, but you cannot focus on two things at the same time. And so, when you practice gratitude, what you're thankful for, and this is what I tell my clients, every evening and every morning, 25 things that you are thankful for, your brain is rewired. Because you cannot be thankful and stressed at the same time. So as you are meditating and saying and writing those 25 things out, that entire time your brain is not stressed because it can't focus on the two at the same time. So you need to implement being more grateful. When you find your anxiety spiking, when you find yourself worrying, when you find yourself just stressed to the max, take the time to stop and just think about 25 things that you're thankful for. It's going to lower your cortisol. It's going to bring your heart rate down. These are all scientific facts. It's not a religious thing. It's science showing that your heart rate drops, your cortisol drops, your brain waves change as you are thankful. So, that's my recommendation. Yes, there are supplements you can take to help, like ashwagandha, saffron, those types of things, but that is my number one go-to for getting rid of stress. So, guys, I'm about to lose my voice, but I hope this was helpful. Monday night, next week, same time. Send me a DM if you need coaching. Send me a DM if you want to attend Barbara O'Neill Live and fix your hormones at this mother-daughter event. Stop the generational curse of hormone imbalance, y'all. Come to the event. I'll be there. My wife will be there. Barbara O'Neill will be there. Mommy Mango, Jamie Cross, all these names you might see on YouTube will be there live. Come check it out. DM me for those links though, and I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to be grateful tonight, y'all, before you go to sleep. Be grateful. So, see you next week.